Hey, it's Bev with your deep dive work for the month. This month, we are diving deeper with an experiment that I want you to try out. I learned about this experiment from a South African homeopath who was also a spiritual guru. His name was Dr. Andrew Cooks, and he used to hold a weekly study class in my friend Robin's living room, where a bunch of us who were thirsty for this knowledge would go and learn with him. And he was the first person who introduced me to the idea that your thoughts create your reality. This was like 15, 20 years ago, and I remember our minds were blown every week. One week he was teaching us that problems are only a problem if we think they are. So he sat there with this quiet voice and said, "Is it a problem? Only if you think it is." We were like, "What?" So he offered us an experiment to do for a week, and because we are diving deep over here, we're doing it for a month. Anytime you come across something that you think is a problem, I want you to offer yourself this thought. It doesn't matter. No matter whether it's a teeny tiny little frustration or some big deal. Just offer this to yourself. Just choose on purpose whenever that happens to say to yourself, it doesn't matter. Awesome. Some of the time, your brain will agree with you. You'll be like, it really doesn't. You'll experience this opening. I thought this was a big deal. I thought this was a problem. I thought this mattered. And just offering yourself the option, you're like, yeah, it doesn't. Other times, your brain will disagree with you and offer you many objections and try to convince you and explain to you why it totally matters. And that's fine. Offering yourself, it doesn't matter, enables you to differentiate between what you have really strong objections to in the world and what was just a thought that you developed or you picked up along the way doesn't even have any legs. Very easy for you to let it go by. On its own, just knowing the difference is awesome. But let's not stop there. For the thoughts where you want to really believe it matters, I have some questions for you. The first is, ask yourself, why does this matter? And be that little witness of your brain, hearing all the reasons. Let them all come. Then you ask yourself, do I agree with myself about this? You get to decide, right? You really get to decide, do I want to keep believing this or not? Do I want to think it's true? It's only true if I think it is. Let's say you go, yeah, I agree with myself about this. This matters, and for all the reasons I said. Next question, deeper. Do I want it to matter? Because sometimes, even when something matters, we can kind of see why it's a problem, why it matters. We still get to decide, for me, do I want this to matter for me? Do I want this to take up any real estate in my brain? Offer yourself this, even if you want it to matter. Your next question, can I find why it may not matter? You're still allowed to have it matter if you want to. Can you find any reasons or any possibility why it actually might not matter? And then you ask yourself the same question. Do I want to agree with myself about this? Okay, that's your experiment for the month. Have fun and be light with it. Because honestly, what I want to offer you is none of it matters unless you want it to. All right, that is your deep dive work for the month. Get to work on your experiment, and I will be back next month with some new deep dive work for you. I love that we're doing this together. Bye.